So in our board, the theorem of parallel axis is given first, and then the next article 1.72 was for theorem of perpendicular axis. So we have taken first perpendicular axis theorem. Now we are going to see the parallel axis theorem. What is difference between these two theorems? In perpendicular axis theorem, we determine the moment of inertia of a lamina about perpendicular axis. In this case, we are determining the moment of inertia about a parallel axis. So in that case, axes are perpendicular. In this case, axes are parallel. In that case, we are using only laminar body. The MI is calculated for a thin lamina. Here, no laminar body is required. You can use the theorem for rigid body of any shape. No restriction for even shape like this. So this theorem is more advantageous. Now let us see its statement. So the statement is like this. Suppose this is a rigid body of any shape. Say this is the point O through which this axis is passing. So in our notes we have denoted this axis by OA. So above this axis, if the body is rotated, its moment of inertia is denoted by IO. Now we have to determine the value of IO, and for that purpose we are using this type of arrangement. Say this is the center of mass of the body. So through this center of mass, we will consider one more axis CB parallel to OA. So this is the axis parallel to like this CB. So this axis is passing through center of mass. So its moment of inertia of the body is denoted by IC. So IO and IC are the two values of moment of inertia. Now we know the factors of dependence. Factors of dependence of moment of inertia. आपण MIT definition ची सुरुवातच काय केलेली आहे? The moment of inertia of a body about a given axis of rotation. So if the position of the axis of rotation changes, then moment of inertia will also change. So IO and IC, they are not equal. If there is a separation between the point O and C, if O and C points are distinct, separated from each other, then IO and IC is never equal. So now if this axis passing to the point O, even it can be taken outside the body. So as we move away from the center of mass, C is the center of mass. As we move away from the center of mass, the moment of inertia goes on increasing. So normally IO is found greater than IC. IO is found greater than IC because we are moving away from the center of mass, and therefore IO is equal to IC plus something. So equation must be dimensionally correct. So it has unit kg meter square, it has unit kg meter square. This third term that we have to write, add, it should also have the unit same kg into meter square. So kg for mass. So that mass is capital M, total mass of the body, into square of distance. So that distance is this distance. Distance between the O and C, distance between the two parallel axes. So now equation is dimensionally correct. So this is the mathematical statement. This is the mathematical statement of parallel axis theorem. So this is the rule. Now you can consider one example. Suppose this is the rod, this is the center. Now if we consider the axis passing through this, in our board books this in the a table is given. So moment of inertia of the rod about the axis passing through the center is given by integration method. We can prove it ml square by 12. We will use this value directly. Now if we consider the axis passing to the point O, then this IO is definitely greater than IC. Why? All the mass of the rod now is on the one side of the axis passing to the point O. For point C, half mass is on the right hand side, half mass is on the left hand side. Here whole mass is on only one side, and therefore definitely moment of inertia due to the mass distribution. The rate of distribution of mass increases. आपण हा जर ॲक्सिस कन्सिडर केला तर मास आपला 20 सेंटीमीटरपर्यंत डिस्ट्रीब्यूट झालेलेच आहे या एंडपासून या एंडपर्यंत. आणि जर आपण ॲक्सिस हा घेतला तर फक्त 10 सेंटीमीटरपर्यंत मास डिस्ट्रीब्यूट झालेले आहे दोघी साईडला. सो रेंज ऑफ डिस्ट्रीब्युशन ऑफ मास इज लेस फॉर C than O, and therefore IO is always greater than. So as the position of the axis of rotation changes, moment of inertia changes because the mass distribution also changes. So we can prove this value, and it is found ml square by 3. How? So if we know the moment of inertia about this axis of symmetry, then we can find the moment of inertia about this axis by using this parallel axis theorem. The parallel axis theorem चे बरेच रिलेटेड आहेत आपल्याला नंतर चेक करायचे. So when we move the axis away from the center of mass, the moment of inertia increases. Why increases? This is the simple reason. I will again give the explanation. When the axis passes through the center, then the mass is distributed on both sides up to the 10 centimeter. When the axis is passing through one end, the mass is distributed up to the 20 centimeter. So rate of distribution is more, radius of gyration is more, radius of gyration is less, and therefore the moment of inertia IO is greater than IC. So this is the general rule. When we move the axis away from the center of mass, the moment of inertia always increases. And therefore IO is greater than IC always, and it is given by this. So M is the total mass of the body, and H is the distance between the two parallel axes, like this. आता इथं आपल्याला स्टेटमेंट तयार करायचं आहे. मग स्टेटमेंट of parallel axis theorem. Of MI. So this is the mathematical statement. How we can prepare the statement like this? Start from left hand side. The MI of a body. Here the body is not a laminar body. The MI of a body about a given axis of rotation. About a given axis of rotation is given by the sum of first part, second part. The sum of first MI of the body about a parallel. These two axes must be parallel. About a parallel axis passing through the center of mass, and now what is second term? And the product. A dot means product of mass of the body, whole body, into square of h. H means the perpendicular distance. The perpendicular distance between the two parallel axes. Like this. This is the minimum distance between the two parallel axes. A distance तरी असं तिरपं मोजायचं नसतं. Minimum distance म्हणजे perpendicular distance. So the statement is like this. The MI of a body about a given axis of rotation is given by the sum of A and B. So I will start the statement, writing the statement like this. MI, moment of inertia of a rigid body about a given axis of rotation is given by or is equal to sum of A and B. So A is this term. A is mi of the body about a parallel axis passing through center of mass of the body and B part, parallel axis passing through center of mass. Second part, B, the product of mass of the body and h square and square of perpendicular distance h between two parallel axes. So the first term is A, the second term is B. So I of A is equal to A plus B, like this. So this is the statement. So in the second part, these words are important. Product of mass and square of distance delta dash. Mass and square of distance. The distance is given like this. So this is the statement. Check the statement. Mi of the body about a given axis of rotation is equal to the sum of mi of the body about a parallel axis passing through its center of mass and the product of mass of the body and square of distance, perpendicular distance between the two parallel axes. So OA and OC are the two axes parallel to each other and perpendicular to the plane of the figure like this. Now again there is a homogeneity of the distribution of mass, uniform distribution of mass, and therefore we can use the integration method. So the proof is like this. State and proof. State and proof. Consider two axes OA and CB parallel to each other and separated by, this separation is always minimum perpendicular distance, separated by distance OC is equal to h. Distance OC is equal to h. M is equal to mass of the body total mass of the body. Then we have to find the moment of inertia. So for that purpose, again we are using integration method, and for integration method the rule is same. Divide the body into the n number of small elements of equal masses like this. Divide the body into n number of small element of equal masses, small elements of equal masses, dm is equal to total mass of the body m divided by n is equal to mass of each element, Consider a single element of mass dm situated at point P so that OP is equal to at point P at distance OP from axis OA. तर इथे आपण तो इलेमेंट कन्सिडर करतो. सो कन्सिडर द इलेमेंट ऑफ मास dm situated at point P. So this is the distance from the axis OA, OP. This is the distance of the element from the axis CB. So we have to find the relation between OP and CP, and for that purpose we are using this geometry. Extend this line OC, draw perpendicular from P. So this is PD, this is 90 degree. So now there are two right angle triangle in our figure. One is CPD and other is OPD. So using this right angle triangle, we can get the relation between OP and CP like this. Let di is equal to mi of element dm at P about the axis OA. Therefore di is equal to mass multiplied by perpendicular distance OP square. या एलिमेंटचं OA axis पासून the distance म्हणजे OB like this. Therefore IO is equal to mi of, we are using integration method, mi of the whole body about axis OA. Therefore IO is obtained by integrating di. So this is equal to dm into OP square. So this is equation 1. Now we are considering one more axis CB. It is parallel to the first axis. Consider the axis CB parallel to OA. Therefore IC is equal to mi of C is a center of mass of the body mi of body about axis CB passing through center of mass. CM is a short form, center of mass, C of body. So in the same way, this IC is given by integration of di, integration of dm into square of distance. But now here we have to take the distance CP. So this is the equation 6. So we know I and IC. So to find the relation between I and IC, we have to use the geometry. Draw PD perpendicular to OC extended. The line OC is extended, and on this line PD is a perpendicular. So this angle is 90 degree. Therefore, in triangle, अगोदर आपण लहान triangle घेऊ. In triangle CPD, by Pythagoras theorem, CP square is equal to CD square plus PD square. CD square plus PD square. So this is the equation A. Now consider big rectangle triangle OPD. In triangle OPD, it is also rectangle triangle. By Pythagoras theorem, OP square is equal to OD square plus PD square. Therefore, OP square is equal to, on the figure मध्ये बघा, this OD distance is equal to OC plus CD. OC plus CD bracket square plus PD square. This second term is as it is. So this square will become OC square plus 2 into OC into CD plus CD square plus PD square. PD square as it is. Now, in this equation, so this is the equation B. So CD square plus PD square, this CD square plus PD square is equal to CP square. So this is CP square, but OC is equal to H. Therefore, OP square is equal to OP square is equal to H square plus 2 into H into CD. So this is equation C. So put C in 1. Put equation C in equation 1. Therefore, IO is equal to, therefore IO is equal to integration of dm into H square plus 2 times H into CD plus CP square. Now open the bracket. So IO is equal to, now we are using 2 steps directly. Integration of sum is equal to sum of integration. म्हणजे आपल्याला 3 इंटिग्रेशन घ्यावे लागतील. So first integration is dm into H square plus second integration is equal to dm into 2 into H into CD, and last integration is equal to dm into CP square. But what is this? Integration of dm into CP square is equal to equation 2. So this last term is IC. Now H is constant for given two axes. h is constant. Therefore, this is equal to h square integration of dm 2 into h into integration of dm into cd plus ic for given two axes OA and CB. H is equal to OC is equal to constant here, and therefore IO is equal to h square and integration of dm is equal to m total mass of the body. So better way you can write like this: integration of dm is equal to m is equal to total mass of the body. Mass is the scalar quantity, total mass of the body, and integration of dm into cd is equal to 0, always by law of moment. याचा एक्सपेंशन आपण नंतर सेपरेट बघू. So this becomes 0. Therefore, IO is equal to h square into integration of dm is equal to total mass. This is equal to 0 plus IC. And therefore, IO is equal to IC plus mh square. Like this. So this body is in equilibrium by the law of moment. When body is in equilibrium, by the law of moment, this value of integration of dm into cd is equal to 0. So the expression is like this: integration of dm into cd is equal to integration of dm into g into cd. So this dm into g is a force multiplied by r. So that is equal to torque, total torque. So total torque in equilibrium position. We know the condition for equilibria. When the body is in linear, translational and rotational equilibrium, then summation of force and summation of torque is equal to 0. तर इथे आपण दोघीकडे g ने मल्टिप्लाय केलं समजा या इक्वेशनला, तर इकडे पण g येईल, इकडे पण g येईल. सो dm into g mass multiplied by gravitational acceleration is a force and this cd is a perpendicular distance. So in our figure dm is this. So dm into g, which is the line of action of the gravitational force acting on the mass dm. So this is a perpendicular distance. This is called as the moment arm. CD is a moment arm. So about the center of mass, the perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation of the line of action is r. And therefore, the torque acting about the center of mass is always 0 when the body is in equilibrium. So why this term becomes 0? This is the explanation. तो याचा यूज आपल्याला डायरेक्टच करायचा आहे. So when the body is in equilibrium, translational equilibrium and rotational equilibrium, the torque about the center of mass of the body is always 0 and it is given like this. So this is about the parallel axis theorem. So now let us see this next article, 1.2, conservation of angular momentum. So we have already derived the equation for the angular momentum of a rotating body. It was the article number, आपण सुरुवातीला ते डिराइव्हेशन डिराइव्ह केलेलं आहे ते 1.81, expression for angular momentum in terms of mi. L is equal to I omega. We have proved this relation. So angular momentum is given by its definition. We have given like this. Angular momentum it is denoted by capital L is moment of linear momentum. Linear momentum. Therefore, vector L is equal to R cross P. In magnitude, L is equal to R into P into sin theta. This is also equal to I omega. This is also equal to mvr. This is also equal to mr square omega. So these are the various parts of this equation of angular momentum. Now, this theta is the angle between the direction of r and p. So in 11th last year, we have seen the law of conservation of linear momentum. Linear momentum. P is a linear momentum. What is the statement? When there is no unbalanced external force acting on the body or system of body, then the linear momentum remains conserved. So before collision and after collision, आपण तिथे two body system collision consider केलं होतं. Collision of two bodies. So the total momentum before collision and after collision remains same if there is no forces acting. m1 v1 is equal to m2 v2. असे आपण इक्वेशन लिहिले. Mass of the bullet multiplied by velocity of the bullet is equal to mass of the gun multiplied by velocity of the gun. Like this. असे बरेच इक्वेशन आपण लिहिले होते. Bullet fire from the gun, the sailor jumping out of the boat, nail and hammer, etc. Explosion of a bomb. त्या सर्व ठिकाणी आपण लॉ ऑफ कॉन्झर्वेशन ऑफ लिनियर मोमेंटम यूज केला होता. इथे पण ते स्टेटमेंट आहे. If no force is acting, linear momentum remains constant. If no torque is acting, angular momentum remains constant. We know the analogy. Force साठी आपण टॉर्क घेतो आणि linear momentum साठी आपण angular momentum घेतो. So when the force F is equal to 0, no external force is acting, then the linear momentum P is equal to mv is equal to constant. And therefore m1 v1 is equal to m2 v2. Now when torque is equal to 0, then L is equal to constant. Therefore L1 is equal to L2 is equal to I1 omega 1 is equal to I2 omega 2. Yes. So this is the law of conservation of linear momentum. This is the law of conservation of angular momentum. We have to state and explain, and then we have to give some illustration of this law of conservation of angular momentum. So we will see that law. Law of conservation of angular momentum. Angular momentum. Statement. State and explain असा तो क्वेश्चन विचारला. So the statement of the law of conservation of angular momentum can be given like this. If no external unbalanced torque is acting, then the angular momentum of the body remains constant. If the external torque acting on the body is 0, then angular momentum of the body is conserved. When external torque acting on the body is 0, then its angular momentum, which means that body its angular momentum remains constant. Remains constant. Mathematically, you can write like this: when torque T is equal to 0, then angular momentum L is equal to I into omega is equal to constant. Now we have to see the explanation, or you can say proof. Explanation or proof. So the proof can be given by two methods. Method number 1. Method number 2 we will see afterwards. So this is the statement. So method number 1 is like this. When torque T is applied to a body having moment of inertia I, then angular acceleration alpha is produced in it given by we have proved this relation. Torque T is equal to I into alpha, where alpha is equal to rate of change of angular velocity with respect to time t. Therefore, T is equal to I into d omega dt. Now, we know the dimensions of moment of inertia easily. Dimensions of moment of inertia I are m raised to 1, L raised to 2 kg meter square, T raised to 0. So I is independent of independent of vector एक है independent of time t. Therefore, di by dt, derivative of any constant quantity is always 0. This is the rule of differential calculus. कुठल्याही कॉन्स्टंट क्वांटिटीचं डेरिव्हेटिव्ह 0 होतो. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, आपण जर आता हे मास कन्सिडर केलं, मास ऑफ द जस्टर इज 50 ग्रॅम, तर हे मास आपण आता आज मोजलं काय आहे, 1 वर्षानंतर मोजलं काय, 10 इयर्स नंतर मेजर केलं काय, सारखंच राहणार आहे. So it remains constant. So there is no change in the mass of the gesture. So no change in the mass of the gesture means dm is equal to 0. So you can give this simple relation: mass m is equal to constant. Therefore, there is no change in mass with respect to time t. तो प्रकार है. So moment of inertia is independent of time t. Therefore, di by dt is equal to 0. So this equation can also be given by, so d dt of I into omega. Now here again what to use the differential calculus. हा product आहे I into omega चा. तर ह्या product च्या derivative चे रूल आपल्याला दिलेले. First term I is constant, derivative of second term. Second term omega is constant and derivative of the first term. But di by dt is equal to 0, so this is equal to 0. So I into d omega by dt is replaced by d dt of I into omega. तर इथे आपण हा चेंज करू शकतो. तर दिस इज इक्वेशन 1, दिस इज इक्वेशन 2. Put 2 in 1. Therefore, torque T is equal to d dt of I into omega or d dt of L. So this is equation 3. When no torque is acting, that is T is equal to 0, then dl by dt is equal to 0. So derivative of L with respect to time is 0. It indicates that L is equal to constant. So when t is equal to 0, L is equal to constant. This is the mathematical statement of the law of conservation of momentum. So I into omega is equal to constant when torque T is equal to 0. So I into omega is equal to constant. Therefore, you can also write down like Boyle's law. P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2 is equal to P3 V3. So I1 omega 1 is equal to I2 omega 2 is equal to I3 omega 3. So by increasing omega, we can decrease the moment of inertia, or by decreasing the omega, we can increase the moment of inertia. So to change the moment of inertia of the body, but to change the angular speed and vice versa. If we are to change the angular speed of the body in rotational motion or in circular motion, then we have to change the moment of inertia of the body. And moment of inertia of the body can be changed by various methods. ह्यूमन बॉडीसाठी आपल्याला बॉडी कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट किंवा रिलॅक्स करून मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया इझिली चेंज करता येते. हे डिपेंडन्सच्या फॅक्टर्स आपण एक चांगली फिगर काढली होती ती. सो दिस इज द स्टेटमेंट अँड दिस इज प्रूफ. सो दिस इज मेथड नंबर 1, not given in our book. Now second method. Second method. Second method is this. We have given the definition of angular momentum. Angular momentum is defined as moment of linear momentum in vector form. It is given by this. So I will use this equation directly. Angular momentum L is equal to R cross V, vector product. Say this is equation 1. Differentiating म्हणजे डेरिव्हेटिव्ह घ्यायचे आपल्याला. Differentiating 1 with respect to time t, therefore dl by dt is equal to d dt of r cross p is equal to, पुन्हा तोच रूल इथे जो आपण यूज केला. फर्स्ट टर्म कॉन्स्टंट डेरिव्हेटिव्ह ऑफ सेकंड टर्म इज कॉन्स्टंट डेरिव्हेटिव्ह ऑफ फर्स्ट टर्म. So here we can write down like this. So this is equal to first term r is constant cross dp by dt plus derivative of first term dr by dt cross p. So this is equal to, but dp by dt by Newton's second law, it is the force, rate of change of momentum with respect to time t, force, and dr by dt is equal to v is equal to linear velocity, linear or tangential velocity. and therefore dl by dt is equal to r cross f plus v cross p. So this is the question second. But v cross p is equal to v cross m into v is equal to m into v cross v is equal to 0. Self cross product is always 0. V into sin of theta, angle between v and v is 0, sin of 0 is 0. So we know this property of vector product. The self cross product of a vector with itself is equal to always 0. So second term vanishes and r cross f is equal to torque is equal to moment of force, and therefore dl by dt is equal to torque t plus 0. So this is the question 3. Therefore if or when torque t is equal to 0, then by this equation 3 dl by dt is equal to also 0, and therefore L is equal to constant. So when torque t is equal to 0, the angular momentum remains constant. This is the law of conservation of angular momentum. Same statement when this t is given by dl by dt. Here we have considered only magnitude, here we have considered magnitude as well as direction. So both the methods will give the same result. As long as no external unbalanced torque is acting on the body or system of bodies, then its angular momentum remains conserved like this. So this is the second method to prove this. So let us see the illustration of this law of conservation of angular momentum. So the first example that we are going to consider the ballet dancer. Ice ballet dancer. So in this case, to decrease or increase the speed, we have to change the moment of inertia. When we have to decrease the speed, we have to increase the moment of inertia. So you can do the best example. Suppose this is a ballet dancer. When the arms are folded and when the arms are stretched, arms folded together, arms stretched, shorter range of distribution of mass, shorter range of mass distribution, longer range of mass distribution, therefore more MI, less MI, I1 less than I2, therefore omega 1 is greater than omega 2. So when the dancer has to spin with faster speed, when the dancer has to spin with faster angular speed, then he has to decrease the moment of inertia, and therefore he will fold his arm. So by folding the arm or by stretching the arm, the dancer can change its angular speed. This is one illustration. Second illustration is diving in a swimming pool. Diving in a swimming pool. Swimming pool. So the arrangement is like this. This is a swimming tank filled with water. This is a diving board. So when the swimmer jumps from this height, his arms are straight like this. And now when he jumps from this dashboard, from this diving board, he forms a loop of the body like this. So by contracting the body, the moment of inertia decreases. Moment of inertia decreases, therefore its angular speed increases. So he can make the stunt, you can say, entertainment show. So by increasing the angular speed, they can show number of stunt from this point to this point. Now when this swimmer enters this water, then to decrease the speed, again he relaxes his body, he stretches his arms like this. So this is a swimmer. While jumping, the swimmer has its arms stretched, smaller moment of inertia like this. Now when he jumps, he forms a loop. Loop is formed. Loop is formed by the swimmer. So by forming the loop, he contracts the body, he reduces the moment of inertia, and therefore while leaving the board, they fold their body. This reduces the moment of inertia considerably, and therefore omega increases, frequency increases, and they can complete more rounds in air to make the show attractive. So to complete more rounds, from dashboard to water, to complete more rounds in air, omega should be increased, therefore I should be decreased. So by contracting the body, or by forming a loop, mi is decreased, therefore omega is increased like this. So this is second example. The third example, disc and blob of wax. So by putting mass wax on rotating disc, we can decrease the frequency of disc. ॲक्च्युली आपण काय करतोय, त्या रोटेटिंग डिस्कवर ग्रामोफोन रेकॉर्डर जर आपण ब्लॉब ऑफ वॅक्स टाकलं म्हणजे मास वाढवतो. मोर द मास, मोर इज द मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया. सो मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया increases but angular speed will decrease. like this. So this is the best example. The similar example can be given by the show by acrobats. सर्कस मध्ये काही आपण शो बघतो. The show by acrobats in circus. They also contract or relax the body from one swing to another swing like this. When the earth shrink, then change in the period. याचे काही आपण practical problem पण बघतो. If we imagine that the earth shrink means its size decreases. So its moment of inertia will decrease, omega will increase, omega increases, therefore period decreases. So length of the day will change. If the earth shrinks, then there is a change in period, that is a change in or shrink, decreasing length of the day. याचं एक बेस्ट एक्झाम्पल आपण नंतर बघणार आहोत. इफ द अर्थ श्रिंक बाय 50% विदाउट चेंजिंग इन मास चेंज होणार नाही, फक्त साईज हाफ होणार आहे. तर आपला लेंथ ऑफ द डे जो आहे तो सध्या 24 आवर्स तो डायरेक्ट 6 आवर होऊन जातो. सो इफ द अर्थ कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट टू ए न्यू साईज which is half of the original size 50% without change in mass, then the length of the day will become only 6 hours, not 24 hours, like this. So there are some interesting example of this law of conservation of angular momentum. So these are some illustrations. So the first illustration is of ballet dancer. When the ballet dancer has to change the speed of rotation about their axis passing through their head, then he has to either contract the body or relax the body. By contracting, moment of inertia decreases, angular speed increases. म्हणजे angular speed स्पिनचा फ्रिक्वेन्सी जर वाढवायची असेल तर बॉडी कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट करायला पाहिजे. Same principle is used here. When the swimmer jumps from dashboard, he forms a loop in air. So by forming the loop, moment of inertia decreases. Moment of inertia decreases, therefore omega increases, and therefore he can complete more round in air from dashboard to the water. When he enters the water, again he relaxes the body so that he can enter the water safely. Then when the blob of wax is put on the rotating disc, then due to the addition of mass, moment of inertia increases, therefore speed decreases of the disc like this. So this is about the law of conservation of momentum statement, its proof and its example or illustration. Next time we will see the rolling motion. That is the application of rotational and it is a combination of circular motion and this translational motion or rolling motion like this. Okay, we will stop here.